G.I. Joe is an advanced, high-tech military force. They work almost non-stop to thwart Cobra, a well-organized and capable terrorist organization, from destroying or taking over the world. Both factions need to keep their equipment and weaponry in a perpetual state of advancement. Research and development never stops, and the side with the highest evolved tactics and equipment has the advantage. So HASBRO, it's time to bring on the drones, mechs, and weapon systems. It's time to upgrade them, update them, make them bigger and better, and bring G.I. Joe into the modern era of warfare, or slightly ahead of it. I'm going to present examples from the past that should be brought into the future and placed into the hands of the honorable and deplorable men and women of G.I. Joe and Cobra to intensify their battles, strengthen our collections, photographs, battlefields, displays, and force us to add more shelves, take over more room in the basement, expand outwards and upwards, all for the sake of G.I. Joe. Let's talk drones. Scrap Iron came with his missile-firing anti-armor drone. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. I want more of this. I found a few more here and there too. And drones are a big part of modern warfare and 100% belong in the classified line. And before I go too far, I'm not going to pretend that there aren't other options out there. Gridiron Studios. I think a lot of us are very familiar with Gridiron Studios. Here's some examples of drones that they are making right now that you can go onto their website and buy, and they look incredible. They look fantastic. This is exactly what I want. Something modern, something imposing. They look badass. I don't own any of these. I haven't actually even bought anything from Gridiron Studios, so I can't really speak to the quality or the value, but there's a lot of people out there that do reviews and have videos and can tell you all about it. And they look good. I've heard nothing but good things from the stuff that I've watched too. But classified, I mean, hey, this train is speeding up and you're behind it. You got a hot step and jump on. So in the early days, we had the Pack Rats. And then this is a HISS tank drone. Here's the Tread Ripper. And this is a HISS tank attack scout. All from the G.I. Joe retaliation line, and all great examples of things that would work very well in the classified line today. Okay, how about Mechs? In my opinion, Mechs is a tough one. I know I don't want to end up with something that's a little too fantasy-like. If they look too much like a robot and they have jets under their feet and they can fly and they shoot fire and ice and lasers and all this, it's going to be way too much. So I think we want to just kind of keep it grounded and as realistic as possible. This is the Steel Marauder, and here's the Mobile Mech Suit, both from the Pursuit of Cobra line. These are borderline a little too much for me, but I trust the men and women at HASBRO in the design department to do the right thing. I personally would be hoping for something more similar to these. And these are just images I found online, and they have nothing to do with G.I. Joe. If I knew who created them, I would credit it. I don't know. I just stumbled across it in an image search. These are G.I. Joe battle mechs from the comics during a Transformers crossover. I don't really have any desire to see these, but they should be mentioned. And this is the Armor Bot from 1993. But at the same time, if I would have had that as a kid, I'm sure it would have been a lot of fun. Weapons systems. We have the HMS right now, and I'm sure they're going to put out a Joe version of that sooner or later. And then Heavy Duty is coming, and he's got a pretty big setup. And that stuff looks great, but we need more. Big Brawler had this artillery assault cannon in Valor vs. Venom. Barrel Roll had this cool loadout in Sigma 6. High Tech had this crazy weapon. Dart had this large weapon system. Jungle Terror twin battle gun. The machine gun nest. The Earth Borer. Imagine this thing reinvented and overhauled completely. You could put it in the hands of the Mole Rats. Or give us the Terra Viper, and they come with that. And I know that one's a little bit weird, but what about this little radar station? Or a big radar station? You could even include little accessories with the figures. Throw in a gas can, an ammo crate, a radio station, flying drones, a couple sandbags. And again, I'm aware this stuff is out there. There's a lot of 3D printers that are making this and selling it. Gridiron is out there. There's other companies like Gridiron, and by all means, buy from them, because most of the things that I've come across look really great. So just do a little bit of hunting and you'll stumble across all kinds of stuff. However, there's some great stuff in G.I. Joe history that really should be brought into the classified line. And for legal reasons, Hasbro is going to need to do this themselves on a lot of these items here. All right, well, there you go. I said my piece. Let me know what you think. Let me know what I missed. Subscribe, comment, do whatever you like. Thanks for watching. G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe!